Did you make contact with his mother today? Or did you at least make an attempt to contact his mother today? Are you talking to her right now? Or are you thinking about contacting her right now? No, the sun has set. It's gone down. But that don't mean that you still can't get in contact with her whatever way you're supposed to do it. You know, I was thinking about something. You know, did you and Longmire Jr. have a disagreement, or somebody you know that was with you all during whatever led up to and during this time that he became missing, have a disagreement about something and stuff went left, as the young folks would say. Stuff went bad. Were you angry with him? Was somebody you close to angry with him? Or was, mutual dealing, a friend that you all had with somebody have a disagreement with him and things went bad? I mean, even though you know that you have to speak with his mother, you feel like you don't have to because of that issue. So many questions that the family has. I mean, forget about the rest of us, the general public, people that know him, of both the families and him personally, forget about us, it's his family. They got so many questions unanswered. But you have all the answers. You got everything they need. And so, I kind of wondered about that. I said, shoot, did they fall out with him, or did somebody else fall out with him? And, I went down a rabbit hole today, which I normally don't. I went down through his mom's page, and I could see how, his cousins and other people had left, posts, or they were tagged in the post that she had made, or someone had made a post and tagged her and it showed up on her page. And I was reading down through it, and I said, yeah, as expected, his family loves him. Somebody else might not like him, but, his family loves him, and, that's life. Everybody's not going to like you, but there'll still be someone that loves you. Ain't no different from me or you. There's some people who can't stand to see me coming, but there are some other people who love to see me coming. Same thing for you. So, if this is the case, that he's a piece of crap to you, he's still loved by someone else. And you have the information that his family needs, regardless of how you feel about him, if this is the case. This just something else that just came across my mind. Because, yeah, I do. I think about this often. I think about you, and I think about him often. Whoever you are. A big responsibility you have. A big weight you have on you. All this information that you have. You, the one person who holds this pertinent information, that you just give it to his mother and she can go from there. That's it. You probably saying, well, lady, you rattling off at the mouth like this is such an easy situation. Child, I know it ain't easy. I've already shared with you some of my story. I know it ain't easy. And yeah, it's going to be consequences. Beyond what you think. We can imagine things that, how a scenario would go or something like that, and the shooting come out a whole lot worse. For folks who tried to come to me, they thought that I was going to be this understanding mother. Nah, I wasn't. Some folks got their feelings hurt. Some folks got cussed out. Bro, that's part of what comes with it, but you got that information that you need to give Pamela Mitchell regarding her son. Go ahead and do it. Her. Nobody else. I reiterate that again. To her. His mother. Not cousins, auntie, uncles, some mutual friend that you all may have, or a mutual association or acquaintance that you may have between the Mitchell or the Longmire family. Nah, you are the one who's supposed to speak. I know that for certain. And then we have that grace factor again. I just really don't want that grace to run out on you. That's ugly. So go on your own before you're forced to go. Because you never know. Imagine this scenario. You do go, and Pamela has turned so numb and towards the situation and just hurt and angry about the whole thing that she don't even want to hear you talk. And everything coming out your mouth to her could be a lie. And that could go, a bad situation as well. Because think of who might be with her or who's around her. Family is protecting her. They could see her get upset, and that could go bad for you. It's just me thinking, me with my scenarios, military mind once again, because everything don't go, as we plan it. And even though you say something that sounds simple, it won't be so simple, but you do have the task of doing that, giving her the information she needs in regards to her son. I've asked you to imagine it if it were you looking for your child. I've asked you to imagine if it were your mother looking for you, but still and yet you haven't contacted her, as far as I know, because I haven't got any news that he's back with his family. So that's why I began to wonder, dang, maybe they had a falling out. And the person that got that information don't care. It's like, no, they ain't getting no information out of me. I don't care what this lady's saying. She don't know me. She's just somebody on doggone social media behind the camera just jibber jabber flapping. Why I got to say something? I ain't saying nothing. I'm thinking up all this stuff, but you don't have to listen to me. I'm just encouraging you to go speak with her before you're forced to. Because once again, it's inevitable. You're going to speak. You ain't getting around that. You're going to be the one to give the information. I'm just encouraging you to go before you're forced to go. In a way that you don't want to go. It's 10:08. Ain't got my glasses on. Look like they say 10:08, and shoot, midnight is in what? An hour and 58 minutes, 52 minutes. You don't let sundown catch you. So what about if you just put a little effort forward and don't let midnight catch you. Don't let another day roll in here. Don't let 12:01 a.m. hit. You just don't know what God is doing, what he's keeping you from, what he's protecting you from. You don't know the window that's open in between your grace and his mercy. You don't know. Just do it. And I'm real hopeful. you're not to come back on the live again. But if I have to, I will. With no qualms, no problem at all. Because this is a person missing. Well, you know. He's missing. He ain't with his family. They don't know where he is. But you do. I mean, like, has he been put in one location and then moved to the next? That's just what I just believe, that he's just being moved. So he won't be found. He don't even know time of day. But he's being held and he's being moved. So everybody else is presuming, well, not everybody else, but I know a lot of people are assuming, and some are hoping for the worst. You know, a lot of people like to be the bearer of bad news. You know, a lot of people just like to have something to conversate about. Oh, that's so sad. Praying for the family. That's a lot of what I saw too. Praying, and people had the praying hands. I wish those are really high five hands. Those ain't praying hands. But anyway, some people mean it. Some people don't. You know, some people just come in just to be coming. But for the ones that's really supporting that family, you know, God bless you. For those that's just on just for, you know, just being nosy, trying to see what's going on. Because with these people and bodies that's been found here within this past week, a lot of folks was really hoping that was him. Just so they could say, yeah, that was him. Even with the a supposed body that was found in Detroit, which turned out to be a doll. Can't know how you confuse those two. But hey, media, they need their views too. They need their ratings. So hey, got to be some false reporting here somewhere. But you know what's going on with him? You know, Wesley Jr. Well, just go and tell it. Tell his mama. You know, forget about the rest of us. Go on to his mother like you're supposed to. You know, forget everybody else. Just however you're supposed to get in touch with her, do it. God talks to everybody. You know, the pastors and the ministers, they not no special people. You know, God just don't talk to them. God talks to everybody. And you know the Lord has been touching you, tapping on your heart, telling you to give that information to Pamela Mitchell, and you ain't been doing it. And like I stated before in the previous video, your disobedience has turned to arrogance. And with that arrogance, that's when that grace window closes. That analogy I gave you with the moon, you understand the phases of the moon. That's a real good analogy and explanation of how grace works. The more that moon is illuminated and that shadow gets smaller, that's how grace runs out. And once that full moon comes, it's fully illuminated, and then there is no more shadow. You have nowhere to hide. You have nowhere to run. You have nothing to cover you. The moon is fully illuminated, and the sun shines bright. So you got one that's used for day, fully lit up, and you got something else, another star, that's used to light up things at night. So there's no covering you in the day or the night. You'll be exposed. And know this, you'd rather have God deal with you than this man's family. I know that for certain. It's the same way with my family. Mitchell Longmire family, no different from my family. My family, no different from any other family that has been in this situation. You would rather have God deal with you than that person's family. And yes, you have a family who loves you. And yeah, they'll protect you as well. You know, some families, you know, right or wrong, you know, they covering their family member. They don't care. And so then you have a full blown out war. You got the Mitchell and Longmire family against your family. All because you holding things up and not giving information. Now, I'm pretty sure if your family knows you have this information, that they're not condoning you holding this information. But they also understand that there is a reason why you're hesitant. And of course, they will cover and protect you from anyone that was trying to bring harm to you. But yet, your responsibility is just to speak. Give the information to his mother. That's it. So if someone from your family knows that you have this information and they are encouraging you to give the information to his mother, I encourage you to listen to that family member. If that family member is encouraging you, or family members, then yeah, they'll cover you. You know, they'll go. I mean, I'm pretty sure this could be a mutual thing. However you're supposed to go. You know, hands off. Nobody want to hurt anybody anymore. Nobody wants any type of hurt coming from either sides of the family. They just want the information. But the longer you withhold, the worse you make a situation. Worse you're making it. I know that for certain. You have a big job. You have a big responsibility. Can't nobody walk in them shoes but you. That's why you're the only one who knows. So, earlier, when I was speaking with you in regards to praying Psalms 91 over your life, continue to do that. That's a covenant of protection for you, you know, from enemies and from yourself. Do that. Contact Pamela Mitchell.